All right, so let's get right into it. Have you ever been there? Stuck in that loop, trying to get something just perfect, and then you just hit a wall? You're totally exhausted? Well, today, we're going to break down exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how one little shift in your thinking can change absolutely everything.
You know that little voice in your head? The one that says, I just want to do it right. It's so familiar, right? I mean, it comes from a good place. You've got high standards, you want to do great work. It really feels like the right way to be.
But that's the trap, isn't it? That noble idea of doing it right just spirals, and suddenly you feel totally drained. You're just stuck. You're rereading the same paragraph for the 10th time. You're second-guessing every little choice, and you're not actually moving forward at all. It is so frustrating.
Okay, so here it is. This is the big idea for today. What if the problem isn't perfectionism itself? I mean, what if you being a perfectionist isn't the real issue? What if the real problem is all about energy management? How you're handling the mental energy that all that perfectionism costs you? See, that one little switch in how you look at it, it reframes the entire problem.
So first, let's talk about the hidden cost of perfection. Because believe me, it's not always what you think.
Okay, now let's be fair. Perfectionism isn't always the bad guy here. It definitely has its upsides, right? It's what pushes you to do careful work, to avoid mistakes, and yeah, to produce something that's genuinely excellent. When you use it right, it's an amazing tool to have. But, and you knew there was a but coming, this is the most important part. That tool is expensive. It costs a lot to use. Every single time you check something just one more time, or you obsess over a tiny detail, or you tweak something that was already perfectly fine, you're making a withdrawal from a limited account. And that account is your mental energy. All right, so if we agree it's really an energy problem, then we have to change the questions we're asking ourselves. It's time to stop asking the old, unhelpful question and start asking a much, much smarter one. And here is that shift, right here. The old question we get stuck on is, should I be perfectionistic about this? And honestly, that question goes nowhere. It's a dead end. The new, game-changing question to ask instead is this: do I have enough mental energy for this level of perfection today? It's like asking, what's my budget for this? Do I actually have the energy to pay the high price of perfection on this specific task right now?
Now, why is managing this energy so incredibly important? Well, because if you don't, you get caught in this really nasty downward spiral. Let me show you exactly how it works.
Okay, check out this loop. This is the trap. First, being a perfectionist just drains your energy. Simple enough. But then, step 2, when your energy is low, your confidence and your clarity just plummet. Your brain feels fuzzy. And then, here's the craziest part. To deal with that feeling of uncertainty, what do? You overcompensate with more perfectionism, the very thing that drains you in the first place. It's a vicious cycle that just feeds itself. This quote really hits home. Sometimes, what looks like high standards is actually a very expensive coping strategy. Think about that. When you're running on fumes, that need for everything to be perfect, it's not really about high standards anymore, is it? It's your brain's way of coping. It's trying to feel in control because it's too tired and uncertain to just trust itself and move on. Let's make this super, super real for a second. Think about writing a simple email. On a day when you're feeling great, high energy, you write it, you give it a quick scan, you hit send, done. But on a low energy day, oh man, that same email becomes this huge monster. You reread it over and over, you change one word 5 different times, you hesitate to even send it. The email itself didn't change at all. Your energy level did. And that made the cost of perfect go through the roof. Okay, so we totally get the problem now, right? We see the cycle. So the big question is, how do we break out of it? Well, that's what we're going to cover right now. Here are 3 simple, practical steps you can use to protect your energy starting today. All right, step number 1. This is the foundation for everything else, and it's so simple. It's this. Check your energy first. Before you dive into any task, just take a second. Pause and ask yourself a few questions, not about the work, but about you. Am I clear-headed? Am I feeling tired? Am I calm enough to actually make a good decision? This is like checking the battery level on your phone. You need to know what you're working with before you start. Okay, so once you know how much energy you've got in the tank, it's time for step 2. Now you have to be smart about how you use it. And step 2 is to stop using the same high standard for every single task. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't use a blowtorch to light a candle, right? It's overkill. Same thing here.
Not every single thing you do needs 100% of your perfectionistic energy. Sometimes an 80% effort is actually the smartest move. Just remember this: clear and done is almost always, always better than perfect and late.
And that brings us to our third and final step. This one is your secret weapon for those days when you check in and realize, yeah, your battery is already flashing red.
The strategy is simple. When your energy is low, you have to make the task smaller. If you're drained, don't try to conquer the entire mountain at once. Just focus on one tiny little step. So instead of thinking, I have to write this whole perfect report, just tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to open the document. That's it. Instead of, I need to clean the entire house, just say, I'm going to put these 3 dishes in the dishwasher. These tiny wins build momentum without completely wiping you out.
So, when you boil all of this down, when you put it all together, it really comes back to one core, powerful idea.
And that idea is this: check your energy first. Seriously, that's the mantra. Before you start chasing that perfect outcome, before you demand 110% from yourself, just stop, pause, and ask, what do I actually have in the tank today? Let that answer be your guide. So really, this gives us a whole new way to think about perfectionism. It's not a personality issue. It's not some permanent flaw you're stuck with. It's an energy issue. Think of it like a really expensive hobby. And just like any expensive hobby, you have to look at your budget each day and decide, can I actually afford this right now? So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. Knowing all this, how will you protect your energy today? What's just one thing on your to-do list where you can consciously decide, you know what, good enough is good enough for this one? How are you going to protect that valuable mental energy of yours?